All right, round two. So this time I'm going to work on the crows, and I haven't heard this yet. So let's see how this goes and just analyze things. Nice. So you got two. Handling noise, clicks. That tap. A few offensive lines that should be easy to repair. Not so audible. All right, first things first. These tings are in the same range as the crows. And that's going to be really problematic. So I would probably go one by one with those tings. And there's a few extra noises there. All right. Given all this, the worst would be the traffic rumble and the overall tonality, which you probably don't want. I'm going to isolate. That's my goal, is to isolate. So I'm going to just do a simple denoise right here of these two profiles, because this will get a good profile of just the general noise that's going on. And I'm going to apply a curve based on where the crow gets. So first I'm going to just make sure that this was an accurate profile, and I'm going to remove the curve by right-clicking and undoing what I did on the previous one, because right now we just want a neutral curve sitting at zeros. All right, good enough. And I'll turn on the curve in a minute. Let's preview this. Noise only. Yeah. All right, so this is getting it, but let's just listen to the crows. So we're getting into the crow territory, which we don't want. Now let's make sure when it's off that I'm getting rid of the noise fully. And I am. And I'm double clicking to reset these behaviors. Extreme is my most typical with multi-resolution. All right. Now that seems good with this. So what I'm going to do is, actually I should probably do it where there's all the crows. I'll do that. Now I'm going to draw the curve around where the crows exist to ensure I'm not getting in the way of the crows. So I sincerely doubt there's any crow below 1K. There almost never is with birds. But I am going to take a look to be sure, because that's what's so beautiful about it. Eyes and ears. Look at that. There is. Much lower than I'm used to with other birds. It goes down to below 500. Okay, so I'm glad I looked. We can get everything below, say, 400, but we do need one here. So this is setting threshold differently when the crow talks versus when it's not. And now let's take a look above it, because I don't recall. An alt zoom will zoom out. Looks like above 20K is nothing in this particular. So I'm going ahead and just get rid of all that. All right. So you can see their peak energies while it plays. All right, let's try this right here. It's getting a little jumpy. I don't like that masking. I'm overdoing it. Now we could try simple. Sometimes this works better on birds in my experience because I have control over the release, which can be very useful for ghosting. Now I'm missing these fundamentals here. There we are. I'm going to do a little more down here. I'm going to do some EQ below this. This is a good first pass, in my opinion, to sort of get rid of the worst offenders with the pass. I'm not hearing much ghosting. Feels good. Then I'll go in, I'll get those high peaks, those lines, maybe some traffic, and some EQ down at the bottom of the spectrum. And now you can see it's pretty good, but there's still some noise here. So I can profile what's left and do a second pass on the noise, get rid of the curve, and just get rid of this tonal sort of output. I swear there was a way to reset that curve, but I'll just do it manually. Pull it on down. So let's start from here and just listen to this section. Little ghosting there. That sounded really good to me right there. So then I have those clicks that I had to remove, and I'll just go ahead and go manually remove those clicks. In between each individual crow, if this was for my library and I was being perfect, I would get rid of all the handling noise, and I would use Spectral Repair to do such a thing. And I'll probably go do that really quick. So let's say, hey, look at all that wonderful noise reduction. That's amazing stuff. And always save the original because I might be too heavy-handed here. It's kind of easy to go too heavy-handed. Sometimes I go a little too far, and then I pull it back and I listen to the original, and then I undo some stuff. But I'm doing it quickly here just to demonstrate. So let's go ahead and select this. What a wonderful selection, right? That's why you hold Alt and unselect the junk, and then hold Shift to kind of reselect. So you can try find similar. This needs so much tuning by the team. Basically, it doesn't work very often. It's nice when it does. I bet it'll find the crows. I bet it won't find these other clicks, even though they're almost exactly the same. And then I'll turn up the similarity to see what it finds. I bet it goes to crows, though. It's worth a shot. It has worked before, and it does save a fair amount of clicking and selecting. See? Yeah. That's not correct. Those aren't clicks. Yep. Nope. Redo. All right. Let's go and select this click. And actually, I'm in a view where I'm cutting off part of that click. Okay. So we'll just zoom in. Use this world view to select some of these noises that are in between said good sounds. Well, not like that. Actually go and undo all that. That was a dumb click. Select this, select this, select this. This was one. I'd have to click there to see. I'll get the ones I know are a problem, then I'll take a listen. This was one. I believe that was a click. But I'll come back and fix that in a minute. That definitely was. That definitely is. Oop. All right. So let's get rid of these clicks. Fastest way to do this is Spectral Repair. This is a thing I showed in the other video where, I pull them up, do a quick compare between it, and this one actually likely horizontal. Definitely not pattern. That one was super obvious. So it's not pattern. Maybe partial is a noise. Close. So there is one traffic tone that's still bugging me, but we're going to try to do these clicks real quick. Let's see if we can find a quick one. I wish they were quicker, but they are not. And there's a fair amount of little replacing they're trying to do. So this one was parcels and noise. Up next is Attenuate, which goes faster, thank goodness. Ooh, hello. Not bad, but it did have some ghosting. Let's check Attenuate. Ooh, now that's the closest. So I'm going to do a wider surrounding band region. And do a compare. Take a listen. I'd have to edit that one out. Do one more compare, and then we'll do a strong strength. That's the winner. So there we go. Now I've got Spectral Repair. There's a touch of this tonality that I'm going to try Pro Q3 in. So we'll go back to a default setting. Excuse me. I'm going to take a listen. It's right around there. Yep. So what I'm doing is only gaining it up when the crow talks. And it's subtle, just 7 dB. And there's another one right around here. It's sort of bugging me. There's actually one more, but I'm going to check this out first. Again, worst first, and then the other ones become visible, or audible. Yep. That's sounding really nice. And there we go. It's almost perfect. I mean, good enough for me. Yep. What's that? Someone's messing with their keyboard. Shoot. That's a real tough one. But you can see that the clacks extend beyond the crow and are likely part of this. That's going to be real tough. Might just have to edit that one out, you know. There are limits, but we'll try a compare. We'll try some attenuate. Okay, view settings. Add a compare. Now I actually might try a declick on top of it. Or a decrackle. I don't think that's doing it. Yeah, maybe decrackle. This one might be just kind of a mess. Nope. All right. Well, you can try to go nuclear with the spectral repair, but overall, so yeah, that's gonna do some really odd. I'm gonna have to laser in specifically on that clack, and that's a. It's like right there is one of these clacks. That's getting close. All right. And there you have it. Let's go back to the before. And the after. And the before. I removed a touch too much low energy from that. But it's very close. I might want to gain up what I've reduced below 1,000. Now I could undo all those things, knowing I went heavy-handed below 1,000, or I could just try to EQ now that I've sort of reduced everything. So let's select a section that I know should have some more lows. Both channels. And better yet, I'm going to do it with Pro Q so I can dynamically adjust that band. Great. So it's about 60 dB it needs to go up. All right, let's see how that sounds on these. Definitely needs some more up there. I reduced it too much. So I went overboard. You know, it's easy to do, especially when I'm just sort of trying to demonstrate it, not just doing what I do, interestingly enough. But all right, let's take a listen. This might be it. Yep, that's better. That's better. Much better. Much better. This is probably the end. Now there's just a touch of ghosting there. I suppose I could get by doing something for that. Do one more noise pass, but that seems a bit absurd. Honestly, this is good enough, and it would be in the background and in a tree. But if you wanted to try, you know, there's always one more pass here to be done in those in-betweens. We're right there. You can learn, do no curve, and see if that does do a touch more. And it does. That'll get rid of a little extra bit. All right. So that was the process of eliminating the background of a city from some crows. And there were 2 crows in there, and I didn't isolate them. And granted, on this one, I still have some chopping to do. I could pull them closer together, pull them in a timeline. But this is just the denoise part. I'd pull them in Reaper to do the edits and library prep. So, do a quick before and after. Before. And after. So touch of ghosting, still could maybe gate that out, but that's good enough for me. So I would save this as Crows Rx. Some people put denoise or whatever have you, just so you don't overwrite the original. That way you can always go back and undo all your dumb decisions and overcorrections. So that's a crow. Hope that one's useful, and check out the other ones for bugs and birds. How to use Izotope Rx to clean up field recordings.